Bonjour à tous et bienvenue. Well, I'm right in the middle of finals, but I got a little bit of a break, so I'm going to put one of these videos up. One of my viewers has been waiting a while for me to do one of her videos, so I'm going to do that. And I'm also quite encouraged by the patch notes that were released for the patch coming out Monday. So, very excited about that. I'm ready to take this game on once again once the patch comes out, and so in the meantime, I'm going to do a couple videos on these old replays. So, let's take a look. So today we have Belle, one of my subscribers, and she, as is typical of most female gamers, prefers ranged units, as you can see by all this, but what's not typical about her is her raw skill, as we shall see in the coming minutes. So let's take a look at the setup. Like I said, focus on ranged units. 4 Bow Ashigaru, 2 Bow Warrior Monks, 2 Bow Cavalry. This is a large size battle, by the way, and by the way, these Bow Cavalry are rank 9 veterans. And also 2 matchlocks, 1 Ashigaru. Oh, and they're both Ashigaru, rank 9. For infantry, it's mostly fresh katanas and lone swords, 8 of them total. I think it's about half and half. There's the Avatar Bodyguard. And a Yari Ashigaru. So, let's talk about what this build is weak to. Ranged builds are weak to cavalry, so if she goes against a cavalry army, she's going to have big trouble. Especially the only thing she has to deal with cavalry units are these 2 matchlocks and this Yari Ashigaru. So it'll be tough to deal with. So let's look at the other side. And this guy has some cavalry to work with. He has 1, 2, 3 Yari there's the 4th. 4 Yari cavalry. I kind of mix him up with the bodyguard. So this guy has 4 Yari cavalry. He's going to be able to use that against Belle. If you use it right, he can do some serious damage. On the range side, we have 3 bows, 2 of them Ashigaru, and a monk. He has 3 matchlock units, 2 Ashigaru, and a warrior monk, and they're all rank 9 veterans, so very scary. Let's see, 1, 2 lone sword Ashigaru, couple Naginata warrior monks, a Yari Ashigaru, a Naginata samurai, and that's it. So let's talk about advantages. Pretty even on the infantry side. Belle has 8 units of swords, but this guy has Naginata monks, he has samurai, so it's pretty even, and he has a lot of vets here on this side too. So pretty even there on the infantry front. What's not even is the ranged advantage. Belle has 8 units, 10 actually if you count the matchlocks. I don't usually count matchlocks in terms of ranged advantage, they're kind of in their own category. So I'm just talking about bows here because they're the ones that are going to skirmish. Kitty has a big, or Belle, Kitty, I don't know. Her username on YouTube's Kitty, so I might call her both. She has 8 bows against this guy's 3. Huge ranged advantage for Belle. So she's going to be the one that's going to be pressing this attack. Very aggressive play, I like it very much. And this guy, not too good quality. There's the 1 monk and then 2 Ashigaru, but he has 2 veterans. One of them is fresh, but these 2 are rank 9 vets, so can still do a lot of damage if she's not careful. I'd definitely be conserving this bow cavalry. 1, because they're rank 9 vets, and 2, because she might have to use them to block a charge. Remember, all she has to deal with cavalry are these 2 matchlocks and this 1 Yari Ashigaru. So might need them to block a charge, but other than that, at least they're nice and mobile and be able to hit those matchlocks. With rank 9 matchlock vets, you really have to deal with them, or you're totally screwed. Meanwhile, Kitty's going to move into range first, so the other guy is going to get the first shot. Taking some nice shots, uses whistling arrows right away, and manages to hit 4 of them with the whistling arrows, so that'll help put the advantage on his side too. I noticed Belle is not using whistling arrows. I wonder if she even has them. I would recommend them. But she's the one that really likes using ranged units, so maybe there's a reason. I don't know, but I think it'd really help. With so many units of whistling arrows, you can just cripple the enemy army. So meanwhile, White here is going to have his cavalry advantage. He's going to be moving around here with his Yari cavalry. But he's only going to send 2 of them. I think if you're going to have early cavalry action, might want a little more support. I don't know. We'll see what he does, though. The ranged battle is raging. Belle is doing a good job here. Let's see, this Ashigaru is down to 41, which is, this is slightly different unit sizes, so the max is 80. So it's down to about half strength. This one's down to 50, so that's about half strength too. But Warrior Monk's down to 32, so they're at almost half strength. Now look what he's doing. He's sending up a Naginata Samurai, and maybe to absorb arrows, maybe to try and get into melee and tie him down. But what you'll notice about these Naginatas, they're really good for absorbing arrows. These are fresh Naginata Samurai. Only lost 3 men so far. Maybe he was just using them to absorb arrows, hoping that Kitty would leave her arrows on auto-fire, as some people tend to do. But Kitty's obviously a little more experienced than that, as individually ordered her bows to fire. And so they were not wasting their arrows on these Naginatas, because they're going to come into matchlock range, and the matchlocks are just going to clean them up. And they're going to break pretty quickly, but I mean, they did okay. I think what he should have done, if he would have pressed with his whole infantry right there, he could have probably won the battle. I mean, let's be honest. He has this cavalry here. Kitty would probably be way too busy micromanaging her force. Could have got all his cav around here. She has no real way to stop it. I mean, she has this bow cavalry here, but they're not going to stop a Yari cavalry charge. They can block it and slow him down, but they're just going to get torn apart. I mean, if he just would have sent his whole force, because he has so much cover, that Naginata samurai just walked across the river. That was basically fine. She was shooting at the bows. If she had had all of her, he would have brought all of his infantry across the river and just attacked now, set up his matchlocks in a nice position, he could have easily won right here. So not sure what he was doing. We kind of wasted a good opportunity. I mean, look at the angle. Her matchlocks don't have a very good angle. They'd have to get basically about right to here before the matchlocks would actually have a good shot. And so, could have just pressed there, had his Yari cavalry press from the rear, and could have just pincered her in. I mean, he could have just tied her down and just raped her. Oh god, that didn't come out right at all. Anyway, he has pressed from the back with his Yari cavalry, and not a very good showing though. Runs right into the Yari Ashigaru, who stand firm. Must have been in that spear wall formation. Don't underestimate that spear wall with the Ashigaru. Yes, they are in spear wall formation, and just going to tear that Yari cavalry apart. This one's pretty hurt too. Is down to about 20. The bow cav is going to come out and chase him off along with the katana samurai. So wasted half of his cavalry there. He only has 2 units left sitting across the hill over here. And so we just have a patient little duel going on here, but white is running out of bows. In fact, this bow Ashigaru just shattered, so he has 2 units left. But they're doing a respectable job, I have to admit. This bow Ashigaru is down to 59. This one's at 45. This one's at 39. Bow warrior monks are still in pretty good shape, but he's been doing good damage. His bows are mostly vets. He had 2 of them that were rank 9 vets. So he's doing a respectable job here on the missile front, despite having such a huge number disadvantage. Meanwhile, Belle's cavalry is coming around the side. Now, if I were Belle, I would definitely, I would probably neutralize the cavalry first, which I think is what she's trying to do, trying to lure him back in. But after that, the only thing that can turn the battle in his favor once his cavalry is gone is these matchlocks. You're gonna need to take those out. It's the biggest worry. Whenever you see matchlock vets, you have to kill them, or they're just gonna mow you down in seconds. And we'll see how fast they shoot with the rapid fire. It's amazing. Luckily, that is getting nerfed by quite a bit. At the moment, rapid fire increases your reload skill by a whopping 70 points. It's getting nerfed to 30. Inspire is also getting nerfed. So hopefully we will not see matchlock machine guns after this patch, but I guess we'll have to see. Okay, we have some reorganizing here. Sending a Yari Ashigaru to pursue. Bad idea, chasing bow cavalry with the Yari Ashigaru, though. She's going to tear this Yari Ashigaru apart. But the Yari Cav is going to come in. Now, I'd like to commend this guy. Thank God. Finally, somebody uses their cavalry right. Look at this formation. This is perfect. You want to spread your cavalry as wide as you can, though a little too wide, I think, in my opinion. Though I guess for hitting this cavalry, it's okay because they're spread out. But you want to make your cavalry line, ideally, as long as the target you're hitting. Make it the same length, so you get the most coverage on that charge. Hit them as many places as possible with the charge bonus, and then all the units behind them will help your momentum out. So spreading them out this thin isn't so good, but at least it's on the right track. Let's see, we're getting up into chasing the bow cavalry back. Yari Ashigaru too. I don't know why he wasn't pressing. Look, her bows are rearranging. Should have been a little more aggressive. Definitely. I mean, if you would have set him up with that first Naginata Samurai charge, boy, it could have been a very different battle. So he's going to use his cavalry again, but kind of wasting him again. He's going to do some okay damage to 2 units here, but really a waste. Needed to support him better. This early cavalry action it's only really good if you have a clear line at something that is very much in the enemy's favor. Like if you would have been able to smash into these matchlocks or hit all of his bows or something, it would have been worth it, but he's only really going to kill this Katana Samurai. Is down to 22, and he's going to hurt this bow warrior monk. But really, not much damage done, and now he has 0 cavalry, which was his only real advantage. So he squandered his advantage and didn't neutralize any of Belle's. So big problem there. Let's see, I'll triple speed at this point because the cavalry is just being chased off. Belle's cavalry is going to pursue and start tearing them apart. Pretty much everything is in Belle's favor, though he did do some okay damage to her infantry. The infantry battle is still pretty even, remember, and with those matchlocks, he can still turn the tide of this battle. These matchlock vets are crazy overpowered at the moment. he could muscle a victory out of this, so she's going to have to be very careful watching out for those matchlock vets. Yari Ashigaru gets tied down by Belle's Yari Ashigaru and shattered. So let's take a quick look at White's infantry. We have a Yari Ashigaru, a Naginata monk, a Lone Sword Ashigaru, a Naginata samurai, a Lone Sword Ashigaru, and a Naginata warrior monk. So still possible here for White. Belle's ranged units are pretty damaged. They're probably running low on ammo at this point too. So he's bringing up his matchlocks to shoot at her bow cavalry. Might be able to get something off, but she pulls out just in time. And they are going to get a shot off, but not going to really do any damage. There's kind of a not the best angle here. They're not good at shooting up and down. They're really only good shooting in a straight, direct line to the enemy. You really don't want them on hills. Hills are very dangerous. Even if you have a clear line of sight, they're just not good at shooting at angles. As you'll see, look at all the shots just flew right overhead. I don't think he killed, no, he didn't kill a single one in that volley. So use those hills to your advantage. Okay, I'll triple speed because we just have movement. Now he's trying to skirmish with matchlocks. Bad idea to skirmish with bow cavalry. Against bow cavalry if you're using matchlocks, because the range on the bow cavalry and their speed is just going to be working against you the whole time. And so Belle is going to have a great opportunity to just whittle these guys down. Now if I were her, I might have just went all out and just rushed right into those matchlocks and just killed him in melee, not even just shoot at him. But I think he has his whole force here, but it's a possibility. They're terrible in melee. Good little charge, even with bow cavalry. Could have potentially done some serious damage. But just a suggestion, the skirmishing is just fine too, as she has a big advantage in the skirmishing department with bow cavalry. A very underused unit, kind of surprised. I thought more people would be using bow cavalry, but I rarely ever see them, so it's good to see a player learning how to use them, and using them well. Another shot, but again, not going to be very good. I don't think he killed anybody. Okay, maybe he got this one dude right there. But, oh, are there a couple dead too? Yeah, might have gotten a couple. But again, bad angle. Let's go back to triple speed because this is just more skirmishing. It's interesting, but we don't need to be watching it at normal speed. There we go. Finally, the matchlocks get a nice shot into the bow cavalry. Down to 12 now, but still standing. Sending out his general as well, just trying to chase these guys off. Maybe not a good idea. I'm not sure why he was so timid. Could have probably pressed a pretty good attack because now Belle is going to set up her bows on this ridge here and have to get some nice clear shots into the matchlocks. The matchlocks will not be able to respond. But it's a little slow going for Belle as she's not quite set up yet. The bow cavalry is still going to have some nice shots though. The Yari Ashigaru is coming from a good angle. The matchlock's not going to be able to get a very good shot from here and is going to try and tie down one of these matchlocks while the bows get into position. Throwing that Yari Ashigaru unit away to tie him down is a great idea if the other guy's cavalry is all dead. They've kind of outlived their usefulness, so more good. And he's just wasting his advantage here with his matchlock Ashigaru and the warrior monks. These matchlocks are going to be what can save the battle for him. So not a good idea to just throw them away. With skirmishing, you don't really want to skirmish with matchlocks. There's something you need to dedicate, or you'll just get outranged. Unless the enemy has no ranged units or just matchlocks as well, you just really can't skirmish with them, especially when the enemy has that many bows. She still has 4 left, and they're all in, well, most of them are in somewhat decent condition. So anyway, Belle is going to take advantage of him kind of being disorganized and is going to press the attack now. And just start moving up to finish this battle off. White is going to set his matchlocks up. They're going to activate their rapid fire. I want you to watch how fast these guys are going to shoot, because it's just insane. There they go, firing again. Just watch one of these guys, maybe the guy closest to the screen, and just watch how long it takes for him. There he goes, picking up the rifle to shoot again. Look at that. That's just insane, and that is getting nerfed, by the way. Look at that, another shot coming off. It's just a machine gun. So terrible. And hopefully one day this will just be a funny memory. We'll all look back on Shogun 2 and think, wow, wasn't that retarded when matchlocks used to be able to shoot every 3 seconds? And look at the damage they're going to do. Luckily, Belle had a nice little terrain advantage, a slight hill to come up against, but still not enough, and her army is just going to get torn apart by these matchlocks. And look, he's going to pull them back behind his lines, so they will be totally safe and will be able to shoot through his own men into Belle's army. Really, really lame. But that's the game. That's the state of the game, and you have to deal with it or not play, because that's how these larger battles are. Anyway, these matchlocks still have their rapid fire, so they're just going to be, I mean, they're just annihilating Belle's force. That's why I said the matchlocks are such a huge deal. Now look at this, the bow cavalry has managed to come all the way around the back, and I don't know what she was doing. She definitely needed to hit those matchlocks. That's the only thing that can just turn this battle in his favor. The rapid fire is thankfully worn off, but there we go. There's the charge into the back of the matchlocks, and that probably saved the battle. Because look at it now, she only has 4 units of infantry. The rest are gone. Can you believe that? Just annihilated by those 2 matchlock units. But she pulls them out. I'm not sure why. I would have just kept pressing in and just tied down as many matchlock units as I could. But luckily, one Katana Samurai is going to get through and tie down the rest of the matchlocks. And she gets a rally off too, which counteracts the war cry. And so now we have a pretty even battle, to be honest. Her ranged forces are firing, but she doesn't have rapid fire, or maybe just didn't use it. So her matchlocks, and it's such a long distance, and both being Ashigaru, even though they are vets, not going to be huge. But meanwhile, we do have wavering. She's activated stand and fight. She's down to, yeah, she still has 4 units of infantry left, but they're all just ripped up. And this will just be a brawl for the rest of the fight. Can she pull this one out? Another shattering Katana Samurai gone. She has 3 infantry units left. 2 infantry units besides this Yari Ashigaru. Bow cavalry doing a good job of standing and fighting. But this is going to be close. But there we go. We have shattering. And there we go. White shattered. Very, very close battle. Those matchlocks, as you can see, just instantly turned the tide of the battle. Belle had this very much in her control. Was winning all the way through, up until those matchlocks started being doing their little machine gun routine. So still pulled out the win. A really aggressive bow work. Good job. White was pretty timid. Should have pressed the attack earlier. Could have done some serious damage when she was reorganizing early in the battle. You saw that Naginata Samurai made it all the way across the river and to her lines, only losing like 3 men. And the matchlocks didn't have a good angle. He could have really pressed an attack and just pincered her early on and ended the battle. But seemed to be intimidated by her good usage of bows. That's a good way to have a missile corps army. So great job there by Belle. Managed to beat those matchlock machine guns. It's always a good victory when you can do that. It's extremely hard. Nearly impossible if the enemy knows what they're doing. But very good job there by Belle. So thanks for watching.